Hi everybody, I'm here to show you a problem with Mainstage 2.1.1 that has been causing me a lot of anxiety lately, to the point where I've had to really just abandon it and revert back to 2.1. So and it has to do with the plugin, the Playback plugin, which I use quite a bit. So let me just show you to prove that I'm not going completely crazy. Here's Mainstage 2.1. You can see the version number. I've created a concert here, and I have just a simple playback plugin. And what I did is I took a Beatles song, We Can Work It Out, and I loaded it up, and I just created markers to kind of correspond with the lyrics. It's just 4 here in the beginning. So one thing I do quite a bit is I enable the cycle mode here, and it should play through this entire marker section and keep looping it. And that might just be like an 8-measure drum riff or some kind of amp that we're playing. And then at some point I want it to go on. So I want it to repeat until I tell it to go to the next marker. But I don't want it to just jump in the middle. So I changed the snap to wait for marker. So what it should do is whatever loop it's on, when I tell it to move on, it'll finish out this marker and then jump, which is the behavior that I have come to know and love. So let's see how that works. I'm going to start at the very beginning of Try to See It, and I'm going to let it loop, and then you'll see me push the button over here on the right, and it will go ahead and jump to the next section.
Try to see it my way, try to see it my way, try to see it my way, do I have to keep on?
Perfect. That's an awesome feature in Mainstage, because you can have that vamp just continue to play, and then I actually have a foot pedal that I have when I push down on the foot pedal, it'll finish playing out that section and then jump. Likewise, if I have cycle off, I'm going to start it, try to see it my way. When I get to about the middle point of do I have to in this section, I'm going to hit the previous marker button, and what it should do is finish playing this marker section and then jump back to the beginning of it. Again, waiting until it hits the end. It's not an immediate jump because of my snap to setting. So let's try that and see how it works in 2.1.
Try to see it my way, do I have to keep on talking, do I have to keep on talking, do I have to keep...
So you could see each, when I got to the middle section here, I would hit previous marker button. It would wait till it got to the end of this marker section, which is what I wanted to do, and then jump back. So a very well behaved 2.1 plugin. Let's look at the problems I'm seeing in 2.1.1. So I'm going to close this concert. I'm going to launch Mainstage 2.1.1, which right now I'm running in 32-bit. I have tried this in 32 and 64-bit mode, and I see the same issues. And I've also tried it on 2 different Macintoshes, one a Mac Pro and one a MacBook. So here's the same concert file. I have also tried creating a fresh project in Mainstage 2.1.1 and I've seen the same problem. So this isn't a where did you create it type of problem. So here you can see the same setup. Let's try our first experiment. I'm in the Try to See It. I'm going to turn on the Wait for Marker snap. I'm going to enable cycle or loop, and we're going to try that mode where I want it to play the Try to See It section until I tell it to continue.
Try to see it my way, try to see it my way, try to see it my way, do I have...
And therein lies the big problem. Notice my audio just stopped. It did go on to the next section, and then it just froze up. My play button is still kind of in the play mode as far as how it looks. And this is a really, really bad thing to have happen when you're playing live, of course. That would just derail me completely. Even when I hit play, I get this weird snap. I don't know if you could hear that in the recording. But something is definitely wrong with that. Let me turn cycle off, and we're going to try that other experiment I did where we're going to play through this marker into the second one, and when we get about halfway through, I'm going to hit the previous marker button, and it should wait until it finishes and then jump back to the beginning. And you can watch again when you'll see this button change color when I actually push it.
Try to see it my way, do I have to keep on talking till I can go on?
So I hit the previous marker button. It totally ignored it. It just kept going into the other things, into the till I can't go on part. Let me try that again. Again, watch this button, sorry, is the previous marker button. I'm going to hit it about halfway through. It should finish playing the section and then jump back to the beginning. of the do I have to marker.
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can go?
And once again, it just totally ignored my request to go back. So that also is a major problem. So I have two huge problems with the plugin, the Playback plugin in 2.1.1. One thing I did notice, if I turn the wait for marker to off, then it seems to behave kind of how I expected. It just jumps as soon as I click it. So that's useful, and I haven't seen any audio lockups or anything like that. But for me and how I use the Playback plugin, this snap to marker is just a beautiful, genius feature, and I can't live without it, to be honest. So let's try it just one more time to see if it fails. The other interesting thing, if it doesn't lock up, I've also seen it move on, but it doesn't respect the end of the marker thing. Let's see if that happens here.
Try to see it my way. Try to see it. Do I have to keep on?
Yeah, so interesting thing that happened there. It didn't lock up my audio, at least maybe it would have if I let it play. But notice that it immediately jumped. It did not wait for the end of marker. So really I've seen three total issues here. One is the audio lockup, which is just really unacceptable. The second one is the fact that it doesn't respond to the previous marker. It just ignores it and keeps playing. And then it seems like, and I've replicated this like probably 25 times, and then as you just saw, it kind of just jumps when it wants to. It's almost like the snap to marker command was set to off. So for me, at least, that's kind of, I've had to go back to Mainstage 2.1, which is really, I hate to downgrade a product, especially when I know there are other bug fixes in 2.1.1, but the Playback plugin issues just make 2.1.1 unusable for me and the way I use Mainstage. Please, if you have the opportunity, try to replicate this problem, and if you are able to, I would love to know, just to make sure that other people are seeing the issue. And also, please go to the Apple feedback link for Mainstage. You can find it on the support website at Apple, and let them know about the bug. I definitely am going to do that.